I hope you actually paused the video. If you didn't, then continue watching it. You need to copy everything you see now and do your best to apply what we saw in the last two videos. It says, exercise 1, write in scientific notation. This might be the part that you may struggle the most because exercise 2 is pretty simple. Let's start. You are gonna check your own answers. You're gonna check them by yourself. Really try, okay? If not, then what's the point to copy everything if you are not actually trying? So the first one says, gives me that number and it tells me or asks me to convert into scientific notation. First rule, I need to apply the decimal point after the first digit starting from left to right. So my point, will be here. I copy the number. It will be, I'm gonna make it bigger and bigger and bigger, like that. It will be 1.284 and 5. Miss, can I skip writing these zeros? Of course you can, because these zeros do not change the number. So I just wrote 1.2845. Then I need to write times 10. This was the first step, placing the decimal point after the first digit, then adding times 10, and then I need to see the exponent, okay, or the power that it's gonna have. Our original number didn't have a decimal point. Anytime, because it is a whole number, anytime you face yourself with a whole number, remember that it is like the decimal point was here. This is the original point. The original point should be here. Of course, we don't write it down whenever we work with whole numbers, but it should be there. So if my rule says place the decimal point after the first digit, then apply the rule. If I move to the right, my exponent will be positive. If I move to the left, my exponent will be negative. So I'm gonna move, in order to remove this point or to get where it was at the beginning, I need to move it to the right. That means I'm gonna have a positive exponent. So I start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will be times 10 to the 7th power, okay? Let's do the second one. I'm gonna erase this. You are taking notes, you are checking your mistakes, etc. Number 2 says, well, it gives me a decimal. I already know I don't have a whole number like in the first exercise, I have a decimal. So I need to apply the same rules no matter if it is a whole number or a decimal. First rule was place the decimal point after the first digit. The first digit will be 1. Why? Because these are zeros. I said whenever you're gonna place the decimal point, look for a number rather than 0. That means that it is not 0. So my decimal point should be here. Let's copy the number, 1.207. That will be it. This was the first step. I place the decimal point after the first digit. First digit that is not 0, okay? And starting from left to right. De izquierda a derecha busco el primer dígito que no sea 0. Second step was write times 10. That was the second step. I just did it. Third step, we gotta see if it is a positive or a negative power, okay? So as it is a decimal and I'm gonna move to the left, I know for sure my exponent will be negative. But now let's count. I need to move this point how many times to get into the original point? It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be times 10 to the negative power of 5. Okay? Why negative? Because I move to the left. If I move to the left, it is negative. If I move to the right, it is positive. Next one. Again, it is a whole number. That means the decimal point should be here, right? If it doesn't have a decimal point because it is a whole number, again, I repeat it, then the decimal point should be here. First rule, place the decimal point where after the first digit, here. And I copy the number, 8.8888 and 8. Miss, can I skip these 8s? No, you can only skip the zeros, so that will be it. Then, second step, times 10. As I'm gonna move to the right because that was what the original point was, I know for sure my exponent will be positive. Now let's decide what is the amount of this exponent. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So times 10 to the power of 6, or to the 6th power. Last one. We have a decimal, we apply the rule, then let me change the color of this so it doesn't look like the other ones, sky blue. The decimal point should be after the first digit that is not 0 from left to right, so it should be here. If it is here, then I copy the number 7.43 times 10. How many times do I need to move this point in order to get where it was at the beginning? 1 and 2. So it's -2. Why -2? Because I moved the point to the left. El punto que mueves es el punto que tú pones después del primer dígito, ¿ok? That was the first exercise. Now, second exercise. It is easier. It says convert them or write them into standard form. So it was 4, 0, 1. It says move it. Well, it says that it is to the negative power of 4. So if it is a negative power, I know I move to the left. Entonces, then I need to move this point to the left. Let's write the number here, 4, 0, 1. The point was here, and I need to move it 4 spaces to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I place the point there, and I fill the spaces with 0. And that will be the number. Remember that the point must be where you moved it. Now, next operation. It tells me that I need to write into standard form, and it gives me a positive exponent. That means I move to the right. How many times? 2 times, so 2 spaces, 1 and 2. So the number will be 7.7. Guys, este número que está aquí escrito no significa o sea, porque puedes pensar, Miss, pero quedó el punto como quiera en medio, no lo quitamos. Pues no, pero te estaba diciendo la instrucción, muévelo 2 lugares hacia la derecha. Entonces tú lo dejas ahí. O sea, ese era el número original, lo cambiaron hacia el otro lugar. Entonces no pasa nada. Last one. Negative exponent, I move to the left. That means I move to the left. How many spaces? Just 1. So if the point was here and I need to move to the left, it will be here. So my standard form would be 0.1 and 1. And that's it. Hope it is kind of clear. I hope it. Please rewatch the video as many times as you need. Tomorrow we're gonna do exercises by ourselves. So it is important that you pay attention.